Hello, and welcome to the End in Mind podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin, the owner of Meraki Media Management. The End in Mind is a place where we come to share stories, tips, and strategies of many entrepreneurs, creatives, business owners, and just some people that aren't willing to live the traditional lifestyle. We talk about how to live outside of the box today and how to incorporate what really is important in your life to keep that end goal always in mind. Again, if you would like to reach out to me in any type of way, you can find me on Instagram at Meraki_media_management. And I hope to hear from you all soon. Thanks so much and enjoy our show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the End in Mind podcast. I am so excited to have you guys here today. I have one of my very best friends, business coaches, I would definitely say, mentors on my podcast today. This is my dear friend, Amanda Wood. She is the owner of the Ho Edit. And today we're just going to kind of flow with convos. She and I talk a lot about business, a lot about manifestation. Amanda is really one of the reasons why I would say Meraki Media Management is at the place that we are currently. And we're going to tell you guys that entire story today. I want to give Amanda the floor to tell us a little bit about herself and introduce her company. I want her to share some of her services with you guys as we get into things because she's really fantastic and such a great asset to have in your community to even send out to other people in your network. She's just a really great person to know in business. So welcome, Amanda. Thanks so much for coming on.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. And yes, Caitlin and I have been best buds for a little while now. She is just absolutely amazing. Adore her to pieces. For me, from my backstory, my background about me, I have been styling for a little bit over 13 years now. I absolutely love it. I come from a diverse background of corporate America, a little bit of studying dinosaurs and DNA and loving fashion and combining all of them together to really just understand my clients, where they're coming from, what they need, the image they would like to project. And I help them find that and give them a ton of confidence.
It's so true. It's honestly the most influential piece that we had in Meraki Media, especially when I was networking and especially networking on Zoom. You know, even today when we popped on, I am in a sweatshirt, which we're going to talk about today. I'm in a sweatshirt because we're recording, so it's different. But Amanda was one of the people that really helped me realize dressing is a big part of showing up for your business, showing up for who you are, and honestly just putting on that uniform that's going to almost take you into a battle of some sort. It really sets you up for success. So Amanda, when we first met, let's chat a little bit about our networking experience. I met Amanda at my very first networking event ever. I had never even talked about Meraki Media Management to a room filled of people before, and I was so nervous. I gave my spiel and we connected instantly. Mm-hmm. We really did. We just went up to each other right after, and Amanda was like, okay, we need to talk about work together.
Yeah, I couldn't believe, I couldn't tell that you were nervous because you so knocked it out of the park, and you definitely picked an awesome first one to have as your first one because, guys, I know you don't know, but Caitlin's first networking was a room full of long tables. I think it was 4 or 5 tables of just jam-packed women, obviously before COVID, before the entire world changed. But it was a room full, and each of us that have been networking for a while, you have to get up, stand up, and do your 30-second commercial in front of all of these ladies. And Caitlin just knocked it out of the park. I was just blown away by how much confidence she had and what she was saying. And I was just sold, and her energy. And I just went up and I was like, we need to talk. Let's hang out. Yes.
Yeah. That was exactly how it went. And I was like, yes, I need your help. Amanda shows up so beautifully dressed. I believe you had on like a white dress, really chic, a belt, and she was definitely a showstopper. Like, walks into the room and commands confidence. And that was something I really wanted. And I knew that I needed it. I wasn't showing up that way. If you knew me in college, I can be really quirky and awkward at times. Like, I'm just really authentic. Sometimes that would come out in my clothing. Like, literally, I'm going to show you guys what I'm wearing today. This is what I wear all the time. It's just kind of who I am. But then I found this CEO role inside of myself that loves fashion, loves getting dressed up. Now, when we go out to dinner, I'm excited to put my pieces together. And I also learned how much you can command a room from Amanda. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience with styling, who you've worked with in the past? You know, like, we can chat more about Meraki, but tell me a little bit more how much you've been able to transform people's lives through style.
Yeah, so it truly was a humbling, eye-opening experience for myself. I had 2 occasions where I really, really realized how much style matters. And Caitlin, I think we've talked about this before, but I'm not sure. So this might be new information. So I was first a realtor. And I had gone to a open house that I was hosting, and I had everything ready to go. I thought I had an amazing outfit on. I thought I had the cookie candle in the corner burning correctly to entice people to stay and linger and buy the house, hopefully. But I hadn't realized that your image is the whole entire package. It's you, it's your confidence. And in my case, it was also my car. Yeah. And this is the hard part, is that we're all human. We are just human. We are judgy. We can't help it. We do look at a situation, look at an image, look at a person, and within 3 to 7 seconds, we've decided if we want to trust them, if we want to buy from them, and if we even want to carry on a conversation. So that was my first learning, that during this open house, a woman came in and looked me up and down, did not say anything to me, and said, "Is that your car outside?" And I knew in that moment that she was definitely not buying this house. She immediately just walked out. I realized at that moment that you can think you have everything good to go, but your image is your whole package. It's your whole presentation. So that was my first learning of that. And then later on in telecom that I was in for 15 years, that it is a very heavily male dominated industry. And I was very young and I knew quite a bit, and I could talk to the best of them that had been in telecom for a very long time, but I did not truly understand the amount of respect I could command with my outfits. And in starting to give meetings and presentations in front of the telecom industry, which is, if some of you don't know, it's cell phone towers, it's AT&T, it's Verizon, it used to be Sprint and T-Mo, and it's a lot of, as I said, men, and a lot of construction, and a lot of just not always a multi men and women cultural grouping. So with that said, I had a few interesting situations, and I very quickly learned that dressing can definitely change people's perception, change the respect that they give you, and change the way that they interact with you. So from my own experience of being a realtor, and then my own experience of being in corporate America, especially telecom, I truly realized the full package, the full image, and the amount of respect and just that unspoken communication that you're giving to the world about you and about your style is what you're telling everybody. I love helping my clients with saying, dress the way you want to be addressed. Dress in a way that you are impressed with yourself. And
Yes.
that will just give you so much confidence. So I love really getting to know each one of my clients and really going through and just crafting an image for them that is absolutely perfect for them, their lifestyle, their career, and just their utmost confidence. And I know that was a long answer, but that's the answer.
No, that was perfect. I think that you summed it up so well. And even when I get up in the morning, it's like, when you think about it, guys, like, just think about every day when you get up out of bed, if you put on makeup or you don't, most of the time when you don't, you're like a vegetable on the couch all day. At least I am. I'm like frantically typing on my laptop on the couch, a vegetable. But if I put on makeup, like for example, today I put on makeup, did my hair, I was like leaving the house, even though I have my sweatshirt on, I was like, it's rainy, it's okay, I can get away with that. But I knew that putting on some makeup, getting ready, and giving myself that confidence would have me show up today as a better me. So I think that's so true. Like, it definitely does help people when you're out networking, kind of assert yourself into a role that maybe you're not yet. And we have a lot of young listeners. So I think it's really important for the younger generation to understand that when you're working with older people or just a different type of industry, to be aware of what you're wearing and how that's going to be transparent against someone else that may be older than you or younger than you. And you want to be that role model as well, which I think really transferred so well for me. Like, when we were working together, you had said to me, do you really want to be the social media manager that's showing up in the old college sweatshirt? You know what? Like, that is well said. And I really needed to hear it. It took Meraki to the next level. Like, literally that next month, I signed up to work with Amanda. We went to the King of Prussia Mall. If you are local to the Philadelphia area, shout out Greater Philly.
Yep.
Go Eagles. As we head into football season, we actually had cleared out my entire closet earlier that day, got rid of all of the old clothes that I didn't even realize were holding me back.
Yes.
Like, actually holding me back.
Yes. And I'm going to cut you off real quick because that's such a good point, because you don't realize until somebody else is, seeing your wardrobe, seeing your closet, how much you're holding on to. And it's such a hard thing for me to convey to, new clients that I work with, that it is such a stress relief. It is such a weight relief. And when you go through your wardrobe and you get rid of all of those, pieces that don't work for you and or possibly, memories that are holding you back, it is such a mind shift change that it's like, you can't describe it until you go through it. So I'm so glad that you said that.
So true. And it was hard, like, it was not easy to get rid of my favorite, 7-year-old sweatshirt.
Or the red flamenco pants. I think those are still my favorite.
I wore those to Italy. Like, there were certain clothes that you make these attachments to them. And of course, there were certain garments that we did keep in my wardrobe that I still wear today all the time. But there were certain things that just didn't represent where I wanted to be headed in life, which is all about the end in mind. So I also want to talk about the affordability aspect here, because I'm sure people are hearing the King of Prussia Mall and they're like, so where are you taking her? Like, they probably think we're going to like designer stores. And in reality, we were headed to the H&M, which I love. So let's talk about how you work with people on all levels, because I think that that's important as well.
Sure. So when I start working with a new client, like we were talking a little bit about before, I really get to know you. What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? How do you see yourself? How do you want to see yourself? And then I obviously ask a lot of nitty-gritty questions of, where do you shop currently? When was the last time you shopped? What are your current sizes? Do you know your current sizes? Because I love helping people that it's such a change that they don't even know what size they are at the time. And I just really go through and craft their new image. And I'm able to work within any budget. My time is usually fixed, so that one doesn't change. But the budget of the clothing stores, I can do a high-low mix. I can do a high mix, all the items that you've kept, I can integrate them into your wardrobe, and I can make sure that you're working in the budget that works for you. So I never make you buy clothing that you're not comfortable with, or buy clothing that's way out of your budget, or spend so much on your budget on one item that you can't get anything else. So I always make sure that I'm working within it. When I do a in-store shop up, I usually do at the most 3 stores. I make sure each store is within your budget, and how much you decide to purchase is definitely up to you. And like I said, I don't ever tell anybody you have to get this, I'm going to mandate it. It has to be. It's always up to you. It is always your choice and your decision. And each dressing room that I have already set up for you, I've taken a picture of each of the items so that you can see and you can plan and you can say, wow, I really love those boots, or wow, I really love that coat. I'd like to save a little bit of my budget from this first store to go look at those items. So you can definitely, I can cater it to you.
It's really so true. Like, for example, we actually just did another shopping day at our Aritzia. It was so fun. Had the best time.
Loved it.
And that was a great store for me because Amanda knew that I like this relaxed, more modern, definitely elevated style, but it's more relaxed. You know, it's just, like I said, she knows who I am, and she doesn't try to pull me to, you know, Coach or something, or like wear a buttoned up shirt, because she knows that's just never going to be me. She always puts me in things that she knows that I like. And I think that that's so unique when you work with a stylist, because most of the time when you hire a stylist, they want to dress you how they dress naturally. That's what they like. And they think that everyone will look amazing in that. But Amanda understands all different types of people, all walks of life. She works with definitely multicultural people in all aspects. And they come to her at different points where they're going through different challenges, maybe a divorce. You know, I had just graduated college. I was definitely in a weird point in my life. I was trying to go to Marshall's to fill my closet with clothes that I could wear to work, and it was not working for me. But Amanda could take you to somewhere like Marshall's and maybe pull a few pieces that would fit seamlessly into your style. And I also loved how she asked me 3 words that described myself. Can you explain how that came about in your business? I think that that really describes who you are as a person too.
Yeah, I love doing that. I guess you could say it's my secret sauce. But it truly lets me know where you want to go. And it gives me a little bit of an idea of who you want to be. And when I ask you, what 3 words do you want someone to think the absolute minute that they meet you? And it just truly gives me a window into your aspirations and the look you're going for. And when I first start working with a client, and as I'm asking you all of the other questions, there are so many other things that I'm hearing that you don't realize that you're telling me. And I really, in this conversation, and am able to just get into your mindset, get into, you know, what really drives you, what are you truly looking for? And I'm also able to hear what aspects that are out of your comfort zone and you are possibly willing to try, but not totally comfortable to try. So when I ask you those 3 words of the image and how you want to be and what you want to look like, it really helps me fully round out how I'm going to craft and help your style. Because when I work with you, it's truly a partnership. It's not me telling you what to wear. It's me guiding you along, but you are very much, you know, in control, and it's very much a partnership.
Yeah, for me, it was the pencil skirt. I did not want to touch the pencil skirt.
It's such a closet staple.
And Amanda was like, just give it a go.
Right?
That's the other part about working with her. She pushes you just enough. But like, for example, if I would have had a breakdown in the dressing room, which has happened with clients, because that's natural. People are going through a transition in their life normally when she's working with them. So I could have had a breakdown. And she probably would have been like, let's go put the pencils to our back. We'll try on something that you love, and maybe we'll go take a quick break at Starbucks and get a water next after the store. Like she's really good at keeping you calm as you're going through this process. Because really, as you guys are listening to this, your style is an extension of your personal brand.
Yes, especially nowadays.
Yes, I totally agree. Like in social media, it's influencers, they're half of their business is style. And a lot of the young women listening, look up to those influencers. I know I do as well. They're very successful in what they do. And I think it's important to know that as it's an extension of your brand, you can decide, yeah, I hate that, so I'm not going to buy it.
Right.
Or totally, I want to go all in on that dress that might be a little bit over my budget, but maybe I can make it work because I know it's going to make me feel fantastic when I go wear that to my next speech,
Yep.
And like when I was sharing with Aritzia, we're going to take all those clothes that we got and do a photo shoot with them. So that's a great time for you to work or reach out to Amanda as well when you're maybe going through a type of rebrand in your business. We're actually updating our website. So it was perfect timing. The seasons are changing.
Yep.
You want to add a few garments to your style, like give her a call. She also does virtual styling, which I would love to hear more about as well, because I'm not familiar with that side of what you do, since obviously we're always face to face.
Sure. So definitely with the, change and everybody doing a lot more virtual, I do offer almost all of my services virtually. And very much is starting with the same conversation. Obviously, it's over Zoom, and then we will usually do a wardrobe edit. And what I love to do with most of my clients when I'm working with them virtually is do that wardrobe edit and then figure out the shopping aspect later, because when you're going through a style change, you definitely want to have the part A and the part B. And you want to make sure that you are getting those outfits out that don't do you justice anymore. And with the virtual wardrobe edit, I'm right there with you as if I was in person. So you pretty much take your phone or your laptop, you pop it in your closet or your wardrobe, and we just have a chat. You crank the music that you love. I never want to listen to the music I love because it's not about me, it's about you. So we crank the music that you love. I'm right there. We go through all the items as if I was right there with you in person. And then the only difference is that I usually take the items with me and donate them for you. So obviously when it's virtual, you would have to do that piece. But then from that, I am taking a lot of pictures of the items that you are keeping. And I'm also writing down a shopping list at the same time so that we know from the mood board that we've created that these are the pieces we're going to add to the pieces that we're keeping. And from there, I do a curated style box. So this is where I have gone to all the places that we would have gone in person, but I have popped them in a box. I've popped a return label on them. And then once you receive the box, I hop in a Zoom call with you. We go through each of the items, style you up, integrate the pieces that we kept from your wardrobe into this. And then I take pictures of you in each of those outfits. And then I pop those pictures over to you. So it's not the same, obviously, as in person, but it's COVID friendly. It's virtual. I am able to help people in Miami, London, Australia, Chicago. So it's definitely great that everybody's like, I can hop on a Zoom call, no problem. So
I love that, because it's also so true. Like if you can do it in person, do that.
Yep.
But if you can't, you can still, really benefit from working with her. And I want to talk a little bit more about how I feel like we manifested Meraki Media through my style.
Yep.
And I feel like you really helped me with that. Like you would ask a lot of really important questions that pulled certain things out of me that I didn't expect. Even when you said like you're always listening and taking notes as I'm going or sharing education. Can you talk a little bit more about like how you've really specialized in that? Because I think that that's what makes working with you so unique out of any other stylist. They most of the time come in, like I said, and they have a plan, and everybody's different.
Yeah.
So you're approaching each client in their own unique self, and I think that that's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So as we're chatting, when I'm meeting a client, I am really, truly listening. And from my time as being a realtor, I was able to see things that people couldn't see in their home. And I was able to pick up on certain things that their home was telling me that they weren't telling me, but I was able to see it. And so I slowly fine-tuned and crafted, like I could say, eye for detail, but also understanding of people and their vulnerability from seeing them in their home and from hearing what they thought of their home and chatting with them. So I was really able to understand that it's a very disruptive time. It's a very crazy time, and it's a very vulnerable time. And I use that experience that I had as a realtor when I'm able to, talk with a new client, and I'm able to hear things that they're not telling me. And especially when I'm doing it virtually, then I'm able to see a bit of their home sometimes, and I'm able to see some other subtleties and some other details that they might not mention. And this might sound strange, but I'm also able to pick up on my client's energy, and I'm able to really understand and really just feel what they're gravitating to, and feel, where I can push them, as Caitlin was saying beforehand, and where I need to pull back. And it's really just allowed me to create amazing, amazing styles for all of my clients that I just love reading the texts and the emails after, where they're saying, I got so many compliments. I'm so excited to leave the house. I'm so excited to pop outfits on because I now have such confidence, and I just am blown away. And that makes my day. Like hearing that, and then literally I get to see my clients transform. Like I literally get to see their energy change and their faces just glow, and I just absolutely love it. And it's just awesome.
I love how you brought up the energy. And obviously, on the End in Mind, we're always talking about energy, intuition, all of that. That's like right up all of our alleys. So I'd love to take us down that route. And like, you are such a great empath. You can pick up on energy instantly. It's wonderful. And I'm the same way. Like we know when we're talking to somebody on the other end of the phone that's going to be our client, and we know when they're not. It's just, it's an energy. You pick it up. So let's talk a little bit about like your energies and how you've been able to define and even perfect who you've worked with over the past few years of you being in this business. And then let's talk a little bit about your manifestation and how we were able to really create the lives that we wanted. Like so many people dream about running their own styling business, and you're here doing it. It's wonderful. I know that I have listeners that probably have dreamed of having a styling business and are hoping to manifest that, even if it's just working with a few people on style.
Yeah. So I am a huge proponent of vision boards. I absolutely love vision boards, and I'm very much, and Caitlin and I talk about this all the time, about, being positive and doing your affirmations in the morning, and, just really keeping that positive energy up. Because if you watch any of the TED Talks, or you read books about millionaires or billionaires, or if you look at really successful influencers, you will hear time and time again that positive energy begets positive outcomes. And when you just fill yourself with positive energy and keep that up, it is crazy how you can keep a mind shift change continuously. And I love doing vision boards and just looking at them every single day, doing my affirmations and keeping that positive energy up. And also goal writing. Goal writing is huge, because when you actually write it down, it becomes a goal and something to achieve. Because if you just, think it and you say, well, I'll get to it, or it might happen, or whatever, that it won't. It just won't.
Yeah.
And so with myself loving vision boards and really working with positive energy and manifestation, that when I meet a new client, I can very much feel by the interaction and by the conversation if this person is ready. And I have had 2 or 3 times where I continued to work with the person. One of them got halfway through, one of them got to the end, and neither one of them was ready. The first person, they had gone through the whole bit. We had had a good long chat. And when I got to her home, her entire wardrobe was boho. And she had told me that she had now wanted to be classic. And if you're not familiar with those styles, they are very, very different.
Yeah, polar opposite. Yeah.
Exactly. And in looking through her closet and going through everything, and I had purchased all the new items for her and I had brought them to her home, and I knew, and we had a good chat, and I just let her know what I was feeling and what I was seeing. And she agreed and said, let's pause and let's pick this up in a little bit, because she was going through a divorce and she had really wanted to make a change and had really wanted to start a new chapter. And that day, in working with her, made her realize that she just wasn't ready for that much change in that amount of time. And I was just so glad that I could, see it, I could pick up on it, and I was able to have a good conversation with her to just let her know that she was in a safe space and that there was no judgment, and that we would definitely, pick it up at a later date.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good point. And I think that our listeners will really value those stories, because they've heard me say time and time again, like working with the right people is so important, because what can happen when you end up forcing that type of relationship, it can end up ruining the business down the line with a bad review, with people complaining. It just creates a really negative energy, exactly like what you said. And that can almost draw more negative energy towards you, which ends up putting, the business in a really bad position. So I think that's so well said. And, if you are currently feeling like you aren't that great at picking up on energies, one of the ways to kind of start to do this is meditation, journaling, as Amanda mentioned. Get down and do a vision board. Think about what you want out of life. And the more you get clear on what you want, the easier it will be for you to help and support others. A lot of people think that they can maybe go and take a workshop on how to read people or go to a persuasion course. I've taken all of them, did it all in college. Yes, I learned a lot, hands down, learned a lot. But what it came down to was finding out what I needed first. And then it's very easy. It's almost like the rose-colored glasses come off and you can see life so clearly,
Yep.
Exactly what the other people need. And I think it's also fantastic that Amanda mentioned she's not afraid to outsource to other stylists. When it's not a good fit, we do the same thing with certain social media managers. If we don't have the goals or ideologies that the client wants, we're not a good fit. It's going to be best if we just pass them off to somebody else. And it's no harm, no foul. It's just, we aren't going to be able to get you where you want to be, and I think that that's a wonderful piece to add to your business and a great tool to add to your box from this podcast episode. Can you share one thing with us on your vision board, since you recently just redid it? And then I think we'll be able to kind of wrap up keeping that end thought in mind.
Sure. As Caitlin said, I just finished a new vision board actually yesterday. So perfect timing. But on it, I'll give kind of a quick gist rather than just one piece. But on it, I put a lot of words of just affirmation for myself and reminders for myself. And then I popped on a new car that I'm loving. I popped on the new house that I am so excited and so just manifesting for my boyfriend and I that we are just, on the look. And so I am manifesting it closer and then building an empire, building a amazing personal styling company that continues to help more and more people. And I am looking to just bring on other stylists that have my same morals and my same ethics and my same respect of all of my clients so that I'm able to just, help more and more people because I love helping people find the amazing style that they love and their confidence.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. I know it's kind of intimate. Once you guys start to do your vision boards, you'll understand how closely you hold them to yourself. It's like not really something that you'd share with people. So I'm so glad that you shared more than enough information with us too, because that's the thing, everybody. Like vision boards can work however long you want. There's no time limit on them. Yep. You're constantly manifesting every day when you wake up. You're creating something for yourself, which is what this podcast is all about. So thank you so much, Amanda, for coming on. I had such a great time.
Such a good time.
Yes, it was so fun. I just want to wrap up by reminding you guys, we are still doing another free giveaway this month. If you leave us an Apple Podcast review, you will be entered into a pool to win a free $25 gift card to a coffee shop of your choice. Can be anywhere in your local town if you want to support some local coffee, local business owners. And if you guys obviously love Starbucks, we can always get you guys a Starbucks gift card too. But if we can support local business, that's always first and foremost. So I hope you guys have a really great rest of your week and we will see you next time. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you, Amanda.
Thank you. See you guys.
Thank you so much for listening to The End in Mind. I would like to remind you all, if you haven't yet reached out to me on Instagram, we are at Meraki_Media_management. It will be in our show notes as well. If you would like to reach out to me, we always offer free coaching through Instagram based around our Instagram training and our business Instagram practices. If you need any type of support, please do not hesitate to reach out to me there. And we also offer several different types of consulting and training packages if you're looking for a little bit more in-depth tips. So thank you all for listening in. And of course, I want you all to keep the end in mind as you continue with your day and or work week. Have a great week and I will see you all next time.